We early. We early. Mic check. Mic check. We early. Mic check. We early. Mic check. We early. Yo, 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 yo. Oh, we got people already in this piece. What up, y'all? Mic check. We early. Can y'all hear me good? Can y'all hear me good? What up? What up? So hopefully I'm coming to you loud, clean, and clear. When was it? Was it yesterday afternoon? I think it was 2. We good? Cool, cool. So 2 afternoons ago, after a lot of bullshit, those of you that have tried, been through the struggles with me, I was like, you know what, man? I went over to Walmart and I got a 55-foot cable, like a coax cable, and I drilled a hole in my back wall and ran that shit out to the side box and then put my modem in a whole nother location in the house. And ever since then, cross fingers, 48 hours, my shit been smooth. My upload been smooth. Everything's been smooth. And so sometimes you got to take shit into your own hands. I had enough of these little dweebs coming out here and just not knowing what they're doing. I'm going on a little rant right now, man. I'm hyped. I'm not as nervous as I thought I would be. I think I was more nervous for game 1 of this series. But isn't it astonishing, like day to day, where you go into businesses and people that have different duties and they don't know how to do their duty, or like they don't do it properly? It's like, yo, this is all you do. Anyway, that should be pissing me off. Oh, we got a couple heads in here. Sounds good, good. Tony, what up? TKO, everybody. Yes, sir. Let me grab my phone here. Because what I have is I was planning to do kind of like a little bit of you see me, I'm in a recliner here. My back, I think that my back's hurt, but I think that sitting in this recliner may have hurt it. I got greedy and moved this into like where I'm sitting in my computer because I'm just sitting in it so much. I wanted to be comfortable. What up, Will? What up? And now my back, nothing serious, but I'm nursing a little bit of a back issue. So I probably have to go back to the stiff office chair, the ergonomic. Oh man. I just got out of Aisha's DMs. I'm just trying to help Steph out, bro. I'm just trying to help Steph out. So I just slid in the DMs earlier today and she hit me with the drool mouth. No, I'm playing. Oh man. Right. Yeah. That I can touch on that because I've been kind of fascinated with it, going through all the comments. And what I was fascinated with was I wanted to find people defending it. And look, man, I'm all for honesty. So those of you joining or don't know what I'm speaking about here, I'm a little bit early, so we just shooting the shit. So Aisha was on, a woman's talk show with, Jada Pinkett Smith is who I recognize. I don't know if I read, but anyway, Steph's mom was there as well. And she basically said that she is insecure about all the groupies for Steph, and she wishes she would get more attention from men. She was like, I don't want it, but I want it. And you should have seen the clip. You can go find it. It's everywhere. You should see how quick all the other women at the table try to like clean it up and correct her. I'll be honest. I love honesty. And so I don't think it's that crazy. I think it was foolish to say in public. And I think that she comes off a little entitled, right? A little entitled, because I guess the thing that rubs me wrong and about a little bit is like I think she has like a Maybelline contract, right? She has a restaurant. She has like all sorts of cooking shows and stuff like that. Would she really have any of this without Steph Curry? Now, I understand this is how the world kind of works, but I'm just saying maybe you want to just be a little more grateful for what you have. But I appreciate the honesty. So yeah, that was not a good look for Aisha. And whoever said that, you're right, man. I doubt, who knows, man? I doubt that's Steph's concern. Someone was saying, oh man, that's the last thing Steph needs. I doubt that's his concern. And let's be honest, man. Let me reach here for my beer. Would you I hate to burst y'all's bubble, but would you be shocked if behind closed doors Steph was a dog? Because I wouldn't. Like, I'm not betting on it. I'm just saying it wouldn't blow me away. Like these athletes, you get to a certain status, and things get skewed, man. And so I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the support. Let's see here. Do I think Clay and Steph have the flu? Nah, man. I don't think so have you guys read the reports that Clay is kind of like trying to play the media just wants us to lose so badly, right? And so it's like these perfectly placed or perfectly timed reports on Clay being disgruntled and he's tired of getting the crumbs. You would think that that would have come out by now, right? Like if this is what Clay considers crumbs, he's been getting crumbs for 6 years. So if it's a leverage play or what it is, Clay's such a tough dude. The ankle is probably not great, but I don't think it's an excuse for his shooting. I think he's just due. We know when he's hot, he's hot. When he's cold, right? He's a bit sped up. What I would love to see Clay do is try to, sipping on my Guinness stout here. Try to draw some fouls from the 3-point line in particular. And I don't mean by kicking your leg out and getting into those shenanigans. I'm just saying guys sell out on him so much. All he needs to do is a genuine pump fake and he should be able to draw some fouls. If he could shoot free throws, right? I'm burping here, all sorts of crazy shit. My bad, y'all. But if he could shoot free throws, that would perhaps get him going, right? Whenever you see a shooter struggling and they get to the line a couple times, you saw it with Harden. So if he could maybe just try to go to the line, that would help. Of course, Curry's playing too much off ball. Oh, Kyrie is a done deal. And Tony, shout out Tony, because you've been rocking with me for a long time. A lot of you have been, right? But how long have I been annihilating Kyrie Irving? Like, it's funny how now everybody is kind of like jumping on when he's down, right? And kicking him. Like, I was kicking him when he was on top. I was like, yo, this dude I don't like the way he act. I don't like his vibe. There's nothing worse than he's like a double whammy because he thinks he's way smarter than he is. And then he's arrogant. Like, it's like a double whammy, man. It's a double whammy. What up, AG? E40, my dude. So, my guy, and shout out for all the Reddit support. So I constructed this to sell. I came up with the periodic table of the Warriors. And the spring tea or whatever it was they made one and then they copyrighted me because I'm think it's because KD is a copyright strike or is patent. So you can't have KD on there. So this is a one of one that I broke out. And yeah, I know I thought I was onto something. And yeah, man, it's a one of one. It's a one of one, but maybe I can do a giveaway because you guys have been giving me so much support. I gotta section off some people that have been around for a long time and not just like the donation pledge support, but just beyond that, and maybe try to just give this thing away because I kind of gave away all my Warriors gear like my first year doing this. The merch thing, like I don't really want to play that game. I'm trying to figure out ways to make this to keep this going. Right. And I'll be honest with you. How many times do I say that? I guess I should just keep it. Just, you guys know I'm always honest. But anyway, it's like a double whammy watching these Warrior playoff games with me because there's financial implications, right? I have a fear that it's like, okay, when this championship end runs, then there's a lot of people are going to lose interest in the team and then I won't be able to do this. So yeah, I'm trying to keep this where I can do this financially, but I don't want to promote anything that I don't feel strongly about or that I wouldn't want myself. I don't want to like be cheesy with it, but yeah, no, I don't have any merch plan, man. It just seems like a whole nother thing. I appreciate that, Leonard. Um, so what time are we at? We're at 7:05. We got some time. Yeah, championship ends run. I think we're going to be a strong contending team for a while, and the true fans will stick with it. But it's a little bit nerve-wracking. It's not like punching a clock and being like, all right, checked. All right, I know what my check's going to be in every 2 weeks. It's different than that, so it's a little bit stressful. But and then you can see that I've kind of made the decision to just rock with Patreon. I really got sick of the YouTube antics, the copyright strikes. Moving in the summer, I'm going to drop a hype video for everything I have planned in the off season. I've got a lot planned. It's pretty much all going to be exclusively on here. Live streams, long like doc pieces, vlogs. I'm pretty excited about that. And moving over to the Vimeo player is really going to unlock some of my capabilities that I've been building as far as like an editor and making like the Luca piece. Shout out AG for that artwork, and the Kobe piece and that type of stuff. It's really going to enable me to do like stuff on Zion, Morant, the draft, all this stuff, because from what I'm seeing from this Vimeo is I don't have to deal with copyright strikes. They're private. It's private video hosting. And so I can put whatever I want on there. And so I'm pretty excited about that moving forward as far as like what I can do. Cause YouTube handcuffs you in a lot of ways, man. And it becomes frustrating. I appreciate that. Man. I appreciate that. Here's the story I wanted to share with y'all before we get into actually like talking about tonight and stuff. The point guard, man. I'll take him over Zion. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I take Morant over Zion. I know that financially you can't do that, but I'm just saying. So I'm leaving the gym today, getting up some shots, and I overdid it with my little back strain. But I'm walking to my car, my headphones are on. This dude in his car, he's like, hey, what's that? And so I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on, man? Like, I thought he needed like a jump or something, or they like, I don't know what he wanted. But he's like, hey, man, I know you, man. I know what you do, man. What's up? What's checking in with you? What's good? And I was like, it caught me off guard. It was the first time basically that someone just like recognized me in public and was like, hey, man, like I watch your channel or whatever. And so that was kind of a cool, like little surreal moment. And in hindsight, I should have stopped and talked to him, but it caught me so off guard that I was just like, I was like, yeah, man, cool. Like, what's up? So that was a really dope moment this afternoon for me. For sure. Yeah. A little milestone there. Next time I'm going to be better prepared. And I think I want to go and be more engaging, but it kind of shocked me. I was on my way to the car, like headphones on and shit. And he didn't, how most of y'all say out, and so he was just like, hey man, I know you. And so I was like, do we hoop? Or, I didn't really know what he meant. And then so it was a cool thing though. All right. 51 people in here. I think we can get to talking about this game. I'm going into my notes because I cover so much stuff now, and I'm really enjoying the other breakdown stuff. Not to like promote it or hype it, but like what I'm noticing is it's so much easier for me to see what's really going on like during these other games because I'm not emotionally invested, right? I can just like see things super clearly during these Warrior games, man. Like, Jesus, I don't got to tell y'all, you know what I mean? Like we lose. It's like, never mind like what's actually physically happening. It's like, it's crazy. But I guess there's a couple things that I wanted to cover that I didn't necessarily get out in the breakdowns in this series. I mentioned it a little bit. I knew Iguodala was going to play, but how is he going to be moving? And like, what they did in that last game, if you noticed, they have basically taken away that lob how many of those lobs did he catch? He was leading the playoffs in dunks. And then last game, I don't think he had one of them. And so it'll be telling to see if he's aggressive attacking the basket or if he wants to go up and catch those lobs, depending on how that knee feels. So that's going to be telling. But what I wanted to say about Harden, and I know everybody's killing Clay because he had a shitty performance, man, he did. But I don't think necessarily, as far as Harden goes and how he's been getting off the last few games and getting to the hoop, it really what it is, and what I think the Warriors need to make an adjustment with is he's going faster. he's changed his rhythm. Because you know how like there used to be this dance where he gets the ball, you clear out, pat, 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 between the legs. And you could tell guys would kind of like wait. They could set their feet, get in their stance. He'd kind of wait. It was like this dance. And Harden has broken that up, and he's attacking much quicker. He's changed when he's going, and he's doing it much faster. And so that's what our defense needs to adjust to. In part is because he knows that double switch is coming with Steph or whatever the case is. He's just being more dynamic to his credit. And so I think we can stop him. I don't think all of a sudden he's like blowing. I mean, he is getting blown by our guys, but I'm saying I don't think it's like all of a sudden he's quicker and like he's figured something out. I think we just need to be ready right away when he gets the ball. He's not going to wait on us anymore. He's not going to like chill and survey things. He's attacking quicker. If we make that adjustment, I think it'll help curb some of that penetration. Let me see if there's any questions here real quick. Oh, I hear you apologizing. I hear what you're saying. No, I know. I don't like disappointing. And yeah, so what covering and moving forward into next season, as I'm just going to be covering different teams and different games, marquee games every night. I think it'll be dope because I'll be able to, and like, if I wait to the end of the night to choose, I'll be able to go back and be like, all right, so-and-so drop 50 or whatever. So you're right. No need to. I'm not going to be able to please everyone all the time. I understand that. Let me see here. But I had talked about that. And then as far as this rotation goes, so did you guys see that Livingston was questionable with the sore hip? And, you know, we've all been dogging on him. And I think rightfully so, we should, right? But so if Livingston isn't good, at what point, my question is, does Kerr go to somebody else and go, all right, Sean, you're not feeling well. You don't have no juice. And so if that's the case, it looks like he's just rolling with McKinney. I had mentioned in the last game, he's aiming the basketball. And whenever you get into aiming, it's not going to work out. So I don't have confidence in him making any threes. Now, the rebounding travels, and there's something to be said about that, especially what Tucker's been doing to us. But I'd like to see either Jerebko or Bogut in there. We've talked a little bit about it in the comments of the last breakdown. So what you would have to do essentially is you can't switch it, obviously. Like, so if they're going to come, Bogut's in the game, they're going to come up and set a high pick and roll. He's going to have to drop, just like you're seeing Milwaukee do and Denver do. He's going to have to drop, and we're going to have to fight over the screen. Now, they may get some looks off it, but in turn, one, we're going to have some more size and physicality in the paint. And both Jerebko and Bogut are superior screen setters, right? And so I think one thing that goes overlooked with Bogut is that he's so crafty, and you see Tucker a lot of the time, Tucker blows you up. And what I mean by that is whether it's a screen or a box out, he'll just smash into you and dislodge you, right? And some of Looney and some of our other guys, Durant in particular, because Durant has this mindset of like trying to prove that he's tough. Curry is the same way, right? Curry and Durant, they want to prove that they're strong and they're tough and they can't be bullied. And so they don't necessarily sell the contact well, where I think Bogut, yeah, he'll make some bad fouls himself. He'll get called for a moving screen, but he'll sell the contact in the paint. So in other words, if Tucker comes blowing up Bogut in the paint, Bogut will sell it, and he'll jerk the head, and we can probably draw some fouls on Tucker that way, as well as on screens. Tucker will blow up screens. He doesn't really go around them. He just blows you up, man. I don't know if I've told this story on here, but I was playing in a rec league out here years ago, and I played against Terrell Suggs and his brother, and they were on a team. And the dude, he was like 6 feet tall. He wasn't tall, but he was wide as shit. And I mistakenly decided to set a screen on him. And he just blew me up. And he blew me up to the point where he knocked all the mucus out of my chest. I looked at the ref with snot running down my face. I'm like, you going to call that? You going to call that? He wasn't going under. It was no decision making. He wasn't going under. He wasn't sliding over. He was going through the screens. And so, yeah, Terrell Suggs blew me the fuck up when I tried to set a screen on him. This was like 10 years ago. And that's what Tucker does. And in Houston, he was getting away with it. It's going to be interesting to see what the whistle is tonight, right? I expect us to get a home whistle, some quick establishing foul calls, because let's be honest, man. And, and again, obviously, I can't say this objectively, but does the NBA really want Houston to go to the finals? Like, I know it's not the end of the world. Harden's a star, but I don't think. I think in an ideal world, and I know this is not something y'all want to hear right now, but I think if here's what the NBA wants in Adam Silver for ideal money wise. The Warriors somehow get through. I don't shouldn't say somehow, but we truck through the conference, get through. Denver's not going to be easy if it's Denver either. And we get there and we're battered, we're tired, and Milwaukee and Giannis dethrone the evil empire. Right? I think that's ideal world for the NBA. Giannis he's so easy to root for, right? And what I love about him is somehow, well, I guess I know somehow it's because it's the culture, but he's like not a millennial, right? And I'm not shitting on millennial. I don't want to like get down that road. I'm just saying like that he, the Kyries and some of these dudes that just say wild shit. He's like not like that. He's kind of old school, and I think it's because of the culture. And so, yeah, I think that would, and let me bring this back to what I'm getting at is, even though Houston had a favorable whistle in Houston, I think ultimately we should be getting the favorable whistle at home and the favorable whistle when it matters here down the stretch of these games. Let me see here. I missed what y'all were saying about, is it Gerald Green? I don't know. Couple other topics that I wanted to discuss. Clearly, Joel Embiid does not wash his hands after he boo-boos. Right? Like, Joel, wash your hands, bro. But I mean, it's becoming, I don't know if you guys heard the Colin Cowherd rant on him and in the last few days and how he's unreliable and you can't build around him. And frankly, he's right, man. It's I don't understand how he's not a pro, basically. And I tweeted this out last night. I don't know if you've heard. Again, I'm talking about Embiid and the Sixers situation. Butler's like, yo, Embiid's doing everything. He's my guy. I'm going to rock with him. Like, he's doing everything he can. He's so tough. I guarantee you, if and when Jimmy Butler gets his bag, that ain't going to be the tune he's singing. He's going to be like, yeah, man, some of these dudes need to eat right, need to sleep right. I know I do. He going to change. He going to change his tune real quick once he gets that bag because, and it would be right. Embiid is not a pro. He's not a pro yet. And he's starting to look more like Andrew Bynum than Shaq. Like how much weight can you gain in a month? You have diarrhea twice a week. Now you have a rest. I'd be pissed if I was the Sixers organization. And obviously they're not going to put it out on Front Street right now, but we'll see, man. Yeah, it's the Lakers. Can the Lakers like fuck up any more? Like everything's just a red flag. Everything's just a red flag with them. And what I would love to see is Kyrie go there, right? Kyrie, what is he? Someone just said it right now, right? What's he shooting? What's he shooting now? 6 of 21, but he's a basketball genius. And to be honest with you, I had read the Flat Earther was a vegan, right? And I had to rock the cap. I feel like I want the good juju these last 2 runs, right? I wore a lot of hats in the playoffs. But I had heard he was a vegan, and I'm not knocking it. I've tried it, and that's why I can speak on it a little bit. And for an athlete to be, first off, everybody's different. Everybody's genes are different in how they respond. But for an athlete, to be a vegan is a tricky thing. It's a very tricky thing. And to me, Kyrie, he looks almost malnutrition. I don't know if I know the beard's grown out, but he looks very frail in his frame. Doesn't look like he picks up a weight. And we know his skills are all the way up. I'm sure I have no doubt he's in a gym dribbling endlessly, but that's not all it takes, dude. What about sleep? What about nutrition? And so he's missing quite a few ingredients, I think, to being who he thinks he is. Where are we at? 720. If the Raptors, so that's what it looks like, right? If Toronto and Milwaukee advance, I think Milwaukee just has the look. right? I think Giannis Brogdon's back tonight, and we'll see how that goes. Plantar fasciitis, if they were patient enough for him to be back, he shouldn't have, once he's in shape, he should be good to go. It shouldn't linger, hopefully, from what I understand. I like Milwaukee, to answer your question, because I think their chemistry, and I think that Giannis just has something extra, man. I'll tell you what, I will really look forward to the Kawhi and Giannis matchup. Now, Nick Nurse in Toronto, you know they're going to put Siakam on. They're going to put everybody not named Kawhi on Giannis, which is kind of disappointing. And I get why, because of the load that Kawhi is shouldering offensively. But I'd love to see those two on each other like down the stretch of a game, right? Because how is Kawhi so fucking strong? Like, you see, like you look at him and Jimmy Butler, I get that he's longer. His frame is bigger. I get that. But it doesn't look like he should be able to bully people the way he does. Like he has some freakish strength to go along with those hands. But I favor Milwaukee because of their depth and their chemistry. And I think Giannis he's proving he's a great leader. He's a great leader. Now he may not, he's young and he'll have to learn to be more vocal at times. But his charisma and he leads by example, and they seem to all like each other. No, Milwaukee hasn't been tested. You're right. They haven't. But that's also why I like them moving forward. If I like Milwaukee, if I were placing a bet, I'd place my money on the Bucks to win the championship right now. And in part because of what you just said, because their path is the easiest. Right? They're fresher. They've got depth. They've got chemistry. And Toronto, that's what it really comes down to. I'm not saying even like Kawhi is a more complete player than Giannis. That's clear, right? But whose others, as Shaq likes to say, would you trust? Milwaukee's others or Toronto's? Toronto their depth is vastly overrated. Jeremy Lin can't get on the floor. I'm just trying to think of these matchups here. Lowry, Bledsoe, for as fickle as Bledsoe is, I see him just eating Lowry's fucking lunch, right? Because they're similar. Well, I won't say they're similar built, but they're similar stature. And they both play with leverage, with low hips. And so I feel like that's a terrible matchup for for Lowry. I don't know what their career numbers are against each other. I'm just thinking about it right now on paper. The refs tonight, none of those, I don't pay attention to that. I know when the media makes a big thing about it, I hear it, but I think that we should get the home whistle just because Houston got it last game. Now they shouldn't allow, I want Tucker, I said it in the breakdown, we need to focus on getting Tucker in foul trouble. Clear out, isolate, and go at him in space. And I know I'm repeating myself here, but when he's in the paint at a standstill, when you're at a standstill, you catch the ball and you have to start your motion. That's what favors Tucker. If you pull him out, 30 feet from the basket and let KD start to rock with his big hang dribble, that's where it favors Durant, his length and his quickness. And it's so basic. It's such an elementary thing. I'm frustrated that we're not doing it because like if we get 4 fouls on Tucker in the first half, do you think they can stay in the game? I know that's crazy to say. And if they're super hot from 3, then yes, right? But if everybody's kind of playing as you expect and Tucker's in foul trouble the entire game, that's a wrap to me. That he's their motor. I won't say he's their motor, but he's their heart. And so I think that needs to be built into the game plan. I don't care if it disrupts our offense or if we draw an offensive foul or, let's say we have 3 empty possessions out of it. I'm willing to sacrifice specifically early in the game some hollow possessions just to target him and try to draw one. Bell, I wouldn't mind Bell in for some hard fouls. We know he's about that life, right? We know Bell's about the smoke. And then we're waiting on Clay, man. We're waiting on Clay. You predict locked in like game 2? Yeah, I know that everybody wants predictions. I try to just give you the observations after or some key points, but I think we win in 7. I think we win in 7. I think we win tonight. I think it's going to be super tough down in Houston. I expect them to protect home court, and then we come back. And I know that there's all this talk about, excuse me, I'm like trying to hold one burp. I got to just let it out. Anyway, I know there's all this talk about how poorly we've played in the final year of Oracle. Okay, so the tip's off. So I'll be signing off here. You guys saying the game's starting right now? Anyway, so I'll wrap this up, but I know that it's been well publicized how poorly we've played this final year at Oracle. I just think that, so game 7, I know I'm getting ahead of myself here. Do you know how hard it would be to close us out game 7 at Oracle in the possible final game at Oracle? Now, anything's possible, man. Hot streaks, injuries, whatever. I'm just saying. Elimination games are tough, and that's why I don't like our chances game 6 in Houston. But game 7 in Oracle, the possible final game at Oracle, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with dealing with Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? Like, good luck with that, right? That would be, man, I wonder what the ticket prices will be for that. You know what I'm saying? So again, I know this is what people like, and I'm fine sharing it with y'all. I think we get out of this in 7. And I think that Denver is going to push us. It's going to be tough, man. The altitude, they've got a lot of good defenders. They've got a lot of depth, and they have youth. They're the youngest team. They have the most depth, and, you know, they're going to push us. And I think it'll be difficult to get through them. And I think we'll come limping into the finals against a Milwaukee team that you never know. I'm just giving you a projection of what I see right now. And y'all know I'm wrong all the time, but I'm just saying, I think we get through this West and just, it's going to be grueling, and we go limping into the finals with much less of a chance than we should have, if that's one way to put it. Yeah, Jamal Murray's just got the sauce, right? Murray is just, he's a flamboyant dude. The one thing that I would, and that's where I think we pull it out. If, again, getting way ahead of myself with Denver, I wouldn't trust their young guards with the ball in their hands in late game situations. Now, that's why they have Jokic, right? And I was wrong, man. Jokic he's fucking amazing. I'll leave you with this. Like when was it? It wasn't the 4 overtime game, but the game after that, where he took over down the stretch. I believe it was in Portland, and he kept making these passes at the end of the shot clock. And I kept thinking, like, yo, he's just getting lucky. Like, this fool is like, it just seemed like luck. But then I realized, like, no, this fool knows exactly how much time is left on the clock, and he knows exactly how the defense is going to rotate. So I'm very impressed with him. Clearly he has the mental capacity and the heart to rise to be a star. Now, physically, can he do it? And you know, he's very deceiving, right? Like, I was questioning his psyche, if he can be a dominant guy when it's go time. He can. Now, physically, how far can he take that? That's what's remained to be seen. But if he loses an extra 75, you know, then you see 2 rows of abs. All right, y'all, it's about to be go time, man. These games are so emotionally draining. I don't know about y'all, man, but it's something else. I just want a clean game. I just want a clean game. But no crazy predictions here for tonight's game. I fully expect them to be dialed in, and just like everybody else, I expect Klay Thompson to show up. The law of averages. Hopefully, here's what I would really like. I just like that, the 2 games last night, the game 5s, we sure could use a blowout. We could sure use a blowout. The game 6 turnaround is 48 hours. If our guys could sit a 4th quarter, right, I think it would go a long way, man. So that's what I'm hoping for. Not just the win. I want a decisive win where, frankly, just for my emotional health. You feel me? All right, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all joining me for this little live. I'll have some more, and hopefully we'll have plenty more live Warrior pre-games, right? All right, y'all. Go Dubs. I'm out.